good day, my friends. It's your old pal Jordan the Lion, and we are coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada once again. How are you all doing today? It is hot here, but I gotta tell you, we are gonna have a much cooler day today. Yesterday we were at Wayne Newton Shenandoah, and I don't think there's anywhere that's more famous for an entertainer's home in Vegas. This might be the most famous home in Vegas. We are gonna check out the Underground House today. Daze with Jordan the Lion and you all begins right now. So the man who created the place that we're gonna see today was Jerry Henderson. And when originally he built it, there was no house above ground at all. Now there is, but when people would come by before, it was just a big berm of dirt and kind of like what you see here. All the magic was underneath. So from the street, this is what you see. This is the house that you see. But the little secret is, none of this is what Jerry created. This was all created after his passing. We're gonna see all the magic that he created today. Now, I just heard a funny story about this, that if you come take the tour yourself when they're available, they will tell you the whole story, but the shortened story is that after Jerry passed, after his wife passed, the next owner's name was Tex, and he had his name, Tex, written out in stone right there, and then eventually somebody who lived in the house changed that, and you might be kind of surprised at what they changed it to, but it started a little bit of an uproar. And that isn't just an old dead tree, that is actually the chimney for the house. For the fireplace in the house. And yeah, you're gonna see the house with pools and hot tubs and everything. So the entrance to the house, I was told, was that you know, it was right here, but these are not the original doors. The original doors, it was like a Fred Flintstone rolling door that would have went over. I love that kind of stuff. That is so awesome, so creative. Whoa. So this is actually 23 feet below. So I just showed you the way down through the stairs, through the bomb shelter, but the fun way is right here. And what I was told is that the mural was actually painted before there was ever a window here in the elevator. Let's take a ride.
She fibbed. Joking snake.
So as soon as we get off the elevator, this is what we see. Literally an underground house. 16,000 feet of underground house, starting with, look at this beautiful sandstone there. And one of the things I was kind of blown away with is that you would think, it being an underground house, you don't really need to use real materials for the house, but they did. If you see stone, it's stone. You see brick, it's brick. Now this is a place that you can rent out for private events, photo shoots, and you can tell why. Look at this. There's murals going all the way around, and they're all symbolic of a time in his life, from what I understand. Places that he lived or properties that he owned. Don't worry, we're gonna work our way inside. You have to see the outside first. Like, who doesn't have a piano outside? Now, one thing they did tell me is that all of the, you know, furniture and everything is not original, because they've had several owners, and at one point, one of the owners just quit paying for the place. So the bank ended up taking over and basically tried to sell everything they could. So what you're gonna see is a really great furnishing of what was already here, what Jerry Henderson created. Now, from what I understand, he actually owned this mountain that we're gonna see. Now it's a national park, but you can see they've set up tables for, you could have a family reunion, a school reunion, you can have corporate parties, which I think is a lot of what they do. And it goes all the way around the property. They put glass pretty much everywhere so you can see inside the property as you're walking around, which I love. And so many places just to sit, just to take in all the artwork. And then this is so secure, they actually have like the metal rebar, concrete, and everything behind the mural, so it's all extremely safe. And then when you see the trees, those are the metal beams, or the steel beams for the structuring. So that's what that is right there. You ready to go in and take a look at this house? Let's go back to the front doors. So they said they actually have a light system that can give you pretty much any time of the day you want, from daytime, nighttime, sunset, anything.
Or sunrise. Or more of a sunset.
That is so cool.
So at nighttime, as you see all of this
The moon and everything, that's so cool.
There was no fluorescent paint in the 70s. So she broke fluorescent bulbs, hand scraped out the fluorescents, mixed it with the paints, and made all of her own colors. And every single star on the sky above your head and everywhere is hand painted.
So Jerry was one of the very first licensed pilots. Had the less than 100 number on there. That's great. And he owned Gulfstream. Here's the magnolia tree as I was walking back to the front entrance, and I was finding out that this is actually a pretty historic tree. They actually had molds made to make the magnolia leaves. And if you look in here on the trunk, little love note in here. And Mary had a love of Christmas the way I do. She always had a Christmas tree up just like I do at my house, and this is where she put it. So you can actually see there was a place to plug it in and everything built in. I love it. So this was Mulholland Drive, this part of the mural. And if you look, there's a little driveway and even a house address. 1727, he had a house there. So that's overlooking Hollywood. Okay, so I just took you down this way. And don't worry, this place is so big that there's another part of the yard, and we're going to explore all that. But I want to take you in through the front doors. I love that lamp. And then here's a door to nowhere. That's actually concrete on the other side, but it's a mural. I love it. Big fan of that kind of stuff. Take a look at the doors. All right, in we go. Wow. Now, as soon as we walk in, we have this beautiful painting of the elephant here. Gonna do my best to keep myself out of the reflections here. And then some really great furniture in here. But then look at the fun section. We'll come back and look We'll look through this whole area because the furniture in here is absolutely amazing. All the way down to the high heel seats here. But look, you come in here, you rent this place out for a party or a photo shoot. Look at that. How cool is that? Poker chip seating. Now they did tell me this was originally the laundry room and they converted it into pool room, which I actually really like. I think that looks awesome. The flooring, everything, I think just the whole place looks really cool. Very Vegas. Then we come in here, we got WC Fields and we have the bar. That is a functioning bar that they use for events. That takes you into over here where the fireplace is. This could be anybody's grandmother's dining room, you know, or living room. This is just, it's so cool. So many different parts of the house have such a cool vibe, a different vibe. Wait till we see the kitchen. But of course you have that same stone in the fireplace that we saw outside. Then a little bar area here leading into the kitchen. Pretty amazing grandfather clock here. Now let's go into, well, this is a matching, somewhat matching lamp from what we saw when we were getting ready to walk in from outside. Now Mary apparently loved pink, and you're gonna know it when you walk in here. Take a look at this beautiful place. Now I mentioned that the bank at one point had this property and tried to basically sell as much as they could to make some money off of it. But there are a couple of original features, like the oven, that's original, and the vent hood up here, and then these ovens also are original. And then I thought this was really cool. Take a look at this. So if we come over here, actually have a toaster built into the wall. Isn't that great? Then here we have all kinds of crystal and everything for the parties that they throw here. It's all stuff that can be used. And then of course that is not an original refrigerator. But wow, what a room, huh? Isn't this great? Now as we come over here, she showed me that there is a built-in can opener. You push that button, well, there you go. And it actually goes down into there, and then when you're ready to use it, it pops back up, and it actually works. Take a look. And they have all the original pieces and everything to use it as well, which I thought was great. And then another toaster, just like the one we saw. There's another can opener built in over here. And then as you get over here to your sink, trash compactor with a beautiful view outside. So put your trash in there. So this is what Mary would have seen as she cooked. This place is just absolutely amazing from what we've seen already. Now this would have been where we're going next. Would have been the dining room. And now they use it more for like buffets. When they have parties, they do the buffets in here. But that is original cloth all the way around the ceiling. Look at that. I'm not going to touch it, but that is actual 70s fabric. It's done so well, and it is original to the house. So they've dressed this up. Like I said, this was originally would have been the dining room, but now they use it more for buffets. There's the piano that we saw outside. And then I promised you a look at all the furniture in here, because we're now back into the entry room where we came in. So now you're seeing a little bit of everything. All kinds of gathering spots here for a party. I mean, look at this. There's so much seating. There's couches everywhere. All of it done very, very classy. And then I mentioned, look at this. This little desk over here looks like stacks of books. You've got the two seats over here that resemble the high-heeled shoes. Got a beautiful chess set over here. And there's places to go. I mean, there's doors everywhere. In every room you're in, while you're having that party, you can go out here. You can go look around. Hey, you want to go to Los Angeles? Go to Los Angeles. Go down here, you're in Queensland, New Zealand. Go around the corner, you're in New York. Here's the old generator, the original generator for it. So now we'll go back in. We have a whole other half of the house that we haven't seen yet. What do you think of this place? This is amazing.
On one of his wills that was found in Colorado, with the underground house in Colorado, and it was outdated, but one of his wills from the 60s stated that he wanted his body to be put in a super deep freeze in an ice chest and stored underground in his mausoleum in South Carolina.
I love these lamps as we work our way down the hallway. And that looks like something from Cleopatra. So we have a guest bathroom in here. One thing that I was told was everything that looks gold is. They spared no expense on the bathroom fixtures. So some of the stuff will look kind of worn because it was used, but yes, they are all gold fixtures. Look at the ceilings, look at the wallpaper. Isn't that crazy? So now as we work our way down here, this is the media room. And look, it has like a rotating hand. But this is where they have a TV now, but they had a pull down projector screen that is still there. You can see right up there. And then they would have hid the projector under there and plugged it in, because the plug is still there. Now they told me that since they were really into, you know, entertainment and media and stuff, this originally had mirrors covering it, but they were having trouble with like the mirrors like falling off, so they just went ahead and took them off. And this was behind here. They think it was for beta videos. And then of course some really cool furniture and everything in here. Picture of Humphrey Bogart. And then they would have kept all their record albums and things like that in there. And then you can see was not a straight across ceiling. And this actually takes you outside, but over here they have a display case basically showing most of Jerry Henderson's history. He was involved with the underground house movement and the company early on for the World's Fair. So that's what all this is about. In fact, the cover of that is that magnolia tree that I showed you early on in the video. So that was taken here, that photo right there. And then down here they have some pictures of the way the house looks into the certain rooms. Like we're gonna see Mary's bedroom. They had separate bedrooms, but her bedroom originally had twin beds. And then this lower part, you'll see this little statue. Jerry's father was the first employee of Avon. He was their accountant and then eventually became the CEO, or the CFO, ran the whole thing. In fact, their house was the Avon headquarters at one time, and this was one of the Avon awards you would receive. That it was filled with perfume and you would take the head off. Then we mentioned he had an interest in cryonics, having your head or body saved and basically brought back to life later. That's what all this was. So we will go ahead and leave the media room here. And I love that hand chair. I'm such a fan. But let me take you outside here. This is really interesting. So there's the Alcor tube that I was showing you. But he hired a muralist and she came and lived here. And she painted Jerry's life in Colorado in the winter. So you can see people out here skiing and sledding and all that. But there was a hidden sauna. You would never know it was here, but there it is. And this is original. All this stuff's original. Another just amazing lamp. I love those kind of lamps. You got the peacock here down on the bottom. Now take a look at this. Yep, they had a dance floor. And there's the dance floor. Now one of the people that's lived here since added the disco ball up here. So that was not original, but the dance floor was. You can see the side of the house with real roof, real shingling, real bricks. That's where we just walked out of, right there. And if you look over here, you see part of Colorado. And the reason this is here is because Jerry used to live here as well, because he had the underground house that was built into this mountain. And if you look at the mountain, you can see the chimney popping out. The doors actually would have been all the way around the side, but sadly they said that the house was purchased by some people that decided they wanted windows. They wanted to see out, and it ended up caving in part of the house, and then a rancher purchased the land, and just so no animals or anything would get caught in there or hurt, he got rid of it. So you can see how much muraling we've seen already. The muralist lived here for, I believe, 3 years. They even have the people that would live on the ranch, which was Jerry's brother and his family, are depicted right here at the gates. Jerry's brother and his kids, and I thought that was really cool. With a dirt path leading up to it. And then also, this takes us out to the pool. Yep, they got a pool here. They said when they have bands perform, they have the bands perform right up here, right in front of the cave. Because if you set up right here and you're playing with the band, everyone down there can see you. Everyone down here can see you. If you're not in awe of this house right now, I don't know what to tell you. Now, as we walk along, this will lead us into Mary's bedroom, And if you look on the ground, they have holes for golfing, for putting green. Look at this property. I want to show you this as well. Out here by the pool, they actually have two little hot tubs over here. And they said these are the original, these wacky handrails. Those are the originals. And they said when they have parties, people are welcome to swim and use all this stuff. And then another one of our trees, which are the steel reinforcement with a little owl. Most of them have little owls in there. Let's go into Mary's bedroom. Don't worry, we're gonna go in there and we'll come right back out so you get to see everything. Her bedroom is amazing. Isn't that incredible? All pink, of course. And like I showed you in the photos, she had originally had twin beds, but they did sleep together. They said they had separate rooms, but they did sleep together. So now it's just really well furnished. But the pink wallpaper, that silk wallpaper, that is the original wallpaper. And when you look around her room, it's all over the room. And look at her view from her bed. Now, if you go out her front door, it takes you to a full wall of mirrors right there. And across the hall would have been Jerry's room. But we're going to go in here. This is actually the original carpeting in here as well. Look at the phone. I know it's not original and that they have done it themselves here, but I love it. I think they've done a great job decorating this place. It's like the perfect place for a small wedding, you know? So now you see there's a marble floor. It originally was pink shag carpeting. They apparently had a flood, or the toilet overflowed and ruined the carpet. But you will get to see some of what it looked like. Look at all that. She just loved pink. This was actually her dressing room for all her wardrobe. Really nice and big. Now they just kind of keep things that people might want to use for filming or whatever they're doing here. But I was told, because now we're going to the bathroom, this was actually considered one of the most expensive bathrooms in Las Vegas. Now look at all this. I want you to take in the fixtures because, as I told you, these were all real gold, gold plated. And she wanted something to be very original. She wanted her house to be unique, unlike anyone else's. So at the time that they did these, fake marble had just come out, and so she wanted gold, real gold in the fake marble. So there you can see little splashes of gold, real gold in there. But it's all fake marble. Isn't that weird? And then look at that hot tub. Wow. Let me get out of the way, or as much as I can. But you see that pink carpeting right there? This would have all been that at one time. So she had a very amazing jacuzzi right there. She would have also had a really incredible shower over here with imported tile. You can see the entire shower is that imported tile. And the fixture's gold plated. And then we thought this was kind of funny. I mean, I thought it was really funny. The toilet has a window. You're sitting on the toilet and you got, you know, you got visitors that can see you because these are working toilets. So, but that's the toilet that accidentally overflowed during a party. It got backed up, and these are also this is all that fake marble. Same exact stuff with the gold in it and everything. But a beautiful bathroom, isn't it? Holy moly. All right, windows there as well, people can see you. So now let's go out. Let me show you more of the outside. Beautiful. So now we have the holes for golf. You could get married under that. That was original because there's all kinds of old photos of that. And then I think what we'll do is we'll go into the Casita over here, because this is the Casita built kind of like a guest room for the muralist who did all the murals all the way around this entire place. But one of the things that they pointed out to me that I was like, oh wow, look at this. The grill. Before we lifted up the lid, it just looks like a big stone. But how cool is that? So here's the Casita for the guest, the muralist. Basically a whole furnished place. Here's your kitchen. And they said that the muralist had a family, so her family would come out here and stay as well with her. And she was here for 3 years. So we're gonna head out that way in just a second. Show you her bathroom. Also gold fixtures. Look at the floor. Elvis! So then as we walk out of the Casita, it takes us to the outdoor fountain. And now we're on the other side. That little archway. And then over here was the property he grew up in, upstate New York. The mural depicts the family land. And the house was actually over here. We'll see it, but we gotta see this fountain first. Isn't that incredible? This whole place is just absolutely amazing. We're literally looking at a house underground with its own pool. Wowza. So over here was his family home that he wanted painted on the mural. And this was the home that Avon was based out of at one point. And apparently the house ended up catching on fire some years later, and all of it was burned down except for like this section right here, so the house had to be razed. But it lives on here on his mural. You gotta love that. And then if you remember, I told you, or we saw earlier, that they can change the color and the lighting in here so it depicts nighttime or daytime, and all the fluorescent paints that were used in some of this. It really gives all of these murals a really amazing feel. You can see, if you look up here, you can see like the stars slowly popping out. But this takes us into Mr. Henderson's bedroom. This was Jerry's bedroom. Nothing too fancy at the time. He just had basically just a bed. Didn't have all the stuff on the walls and everything, but they have it that way. And then his closet was over here. But in his bathroom, they kind of did the same thing they did to hers. You know how she wanted a unique faux marble with gold? Well, they didn't do gold because Jerry liked green. So in his bathroom, you see the gold-plated fixtures, but you see that he did little splashes of green in the marble. And also, his toilet had a window there as well. Now, this blows me away. Check out his hot tub, his bathtub and everything. This mural was done by Leo Jansen, who at the time, or for a long time, was the Playboy artist. And so this is actually Dorothy Stratton. They wanted Dorothy Stratton's image in tile. He painted that, and that is right above the hot tub. If you know anything about Dorothy Stratton, she was a very young Playboy playmate that just took the world by storm, and her husband ended up killing her out of jealousy. The movie Star 80 was made about her, but just an amazing piece of art there on the wall. He even, I believe Leo Jansen even did like some of the presidential portraits. But you can see his jacuzzi here has all of that green in that faux marble. Kind of surprising they, with as much money as they were spending on things, they would use fake marble, but I don't know, I like this. Now this takes us back into that mirrored hallway. And right up there, right over there, was Mary's room that I showed you. This takes us right back into the house. Well, Underground House, you blew my mind. 16,000 square feet of beautiful, artistic underground home. That is our tour for inside here. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. This is not something that they really let people do very often, so it was really cool of the homeowners and everyone involved to let us check out this house. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next time. Have a great night and goodbye.